really on behalf of the Arkansas Delta Agricultural Enterprise Cooperative, I want to welcome everyone to our rally and press conference. Today, this is one of many actions that we've had from all across the South. This is not the first time that we've got.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Diane, for that great introduction. I bring you greetings on behalf of our Chairman of the Board of NAACP, Rosalynn Brock, our President and CEO, Benjamin Todd Jellis, to the Arkansas State Conference, to our local branch, Pine Bluff branch, and our Pine Bluff branch President, Wanda Neal. Excuse me. Today, 50 years ago, a great civil rights hero life was taken. On June 12, 1963, Margaret Wiley Everett, 37 years old, was killed outside of his home in Jackson, Mississippi. Margaret Wiley Everett was a leader. He was a man of leadership, integrity, passion, dedication to the cause of equal rights for African Americans. He was the son of a farmer and a domestic worker. He was born on July 2nd, 1925, in Decatur, Mississippi. He enlisted in the United States Army and served a term with his brother, Charles Everett. In 1945, he received his honorable discharge from the United States Army. Despite fighting for his country, Everett found soon that his skin color was still a deterrent after fighting for his country for freedom. When he attempted with 5 others to register to vote and was escorted away from the poll with guns in their face. After serving in the armed service overseas, he came back to his hometown of Mississippi to bring his state to civil rights organization. He enrolled in Alcorn State, majored in business administration, and attempted to apply to the then
Good afternoon, individuals here. Brothers and sisters, salam alaikum. Peace be unto you. Those of you that are familiar with the greetings that Jesus gave to the people when he was on this earth, as always, peace be unto you. I would just like to say to you today, some of us are still talking about civil rights. I think many years ago, the word should have been human rights. Those of you who are familiar with the case, Plessy versus Ferguson, 1896, where Plessy was not allowed to go into the courthouse, the U.S. Supreme Court. That today, if you know the justice system in America is broken. Throughout the 50 states, it is broken. Black farmers don't stand a chance unless the peoples in the city will fall behind us. The farmers are the first peoples that God praised. He said, take care of the farmers. If you all don't take care of the farmers, who's going to take care of you? There was one brother who argued about the teachers. The teachers are getting laid off across the country. Who feeds the teachers? The farmers. Why is it that black folks can't own land? Let me say this. Black folks need land. A landless people is a slave.
This time I will read a statement from Mr. Pitford, lead plaintiff in Pitford versus Glickman class action lawsuit. Statement of support from Timothy Pitford, June the 12th, 2012. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Timothy Pitford, the lead plaintiff in the Pitford and Glickman class action lawsuit, which was filed on behalf of black farmers across America on August 27, 1997. This was the largest civil rights action ever won in the history of America against the federal government. I'm sorry I'm not able to be with you at this rally this afternoon, but I do want you to know that even though I am not there with you physically, my thoughts, support, and prayers are with you all.
Mercy and his blessings. We thank him for Moses and the Torah. We thank him for Jesus and the gospel. We thank him for Muhammad and the revelation of the Quran. We are grateful to be able to stand in solidarity with the independent black farmers. As our brothers have said and our sisters spoke before us, the land and our need for the land is very important. We live in the Delta. According to reports that were on CNN last month and in the Arkansas Democrat and Gazette this month, our people who are black people are dying because of the dilapidated health that we have. In the Delta, you have the people with the worst health in the country. And even though a health care bill has been passed, our dear president came back in March and signed the what? The Monsanto's Act. That would allow people, the American people, to be fed that which will produce cancer in the body. So it's the black farmers who have the ability, if they're given justice, to go into the land and to produce a crop that will give our people the help that they need. So I want you to understand that this is an issue that's bigger than the black farmer.
Yes, sir.
My brother Dale Charles came up and asked us to honor Mega Evers. Our sister asked us to vote. Because we have been believing that voting will give us the power we need to get the justice we've been crying for in America for over 400 years.
Right.
But look around. We have not held our black politicians accountable.
That's right.
We go to the polls, but where are our black politicians in Pine Bluff and Jefferson County in this state to speak to this body issue? They're absent.
That's right.
So yeah, we have some house cleaning to do.
That's right.
Before we can go to this satanic force and ask the satanic forces to give us what we've been asking for over 400 years, let's do some house cleaning at the same time. And let's hold our black politicians accountable. They should not get our vote if they're not specific on what they're going to give up.
That's right.
The black farmers have been robbed. I'm not a farmer, I'm a minister. But the same dog that bit me bit you. And it's not just the black farmers that must
say that this is not a new problem. 100 years, 45 years out of slavery is 1910. From 1910 to 2010, we have lost 13 million acres of land by illegal means at the hands of USDA and its agents. And they right now, legally, this whole lawsuit is so filled up with fraud, and it's so badly managed. The only thing these lawyers did by inflating all those numbers and all these non-farmers come in now, because they know if they did and gave us justice, they would have to return to us 1.5 million acres of land debt-free. And they in their heart cannot stand that, because we will be truly independent, that we don't need USDA anymore. And the only reason USDA is there, and the only thing it has done for the last 100 years, is take land from black farmers on a systematic basis. They falsify documents. I had my land free and clear, and USDA agent from Farm Service Agency went in the courthouse and put a $146,000 lien against my property. And I never, my sons and daughters, they never did business with USDA. And the courts won't hear these cases. I think right now we got about 7 cases before the district federal courts. And all of them are being dismissed. Mine has been dismissed. Pharaoh has been dismissed. His has been dismissed. Corey Lee's has been dismissed. And the reason why is the court simply refused to hear these cases. Why? Because the same people that they get their money from, their livelihood, and that's the government. And who is the one that's taking our land and discriminating against us? It's the government. It's the same people. Equal justice under the law do not exist in America for the black and the poor. And that's one reality that we as black Americans must face, and we must face this harsh reality. Why do you think that they started privatizing the prisons in '86, and then the prison population doubled in roughly 6 or 7 years? Because it's money to house our people. They are paying to house our people. The same thing that they are doing to black farmers, and we can't receive justice. That's the same thing they're doing to them and can't receive justice.
Let me ask you one question.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me they literally, you own some land,
Yes, sir.
and they literally came and took your land?
Sir, this is not the only one. Harry Young owned 300 acres of land in Owenburg, Kentucky.
Mineral rich.
The mineral, let me tell you, it was
500 million tons.
of coal and oil reserve. They went in there and wrote he paid them off.
20
Then
years.
they went and put a lien against him, put the money he had paid on his fund to pay it off in an escrow account, and then commenced to foreclose on him. And that case done been thrown out of court. It's a moral disgrace. We need to know as black people there's no justice for us in America. That's the same reason I'm fighting what they did. They dismissed my case. You know, they didn't even want to hear the evidence that I had before me. They wouldn't even look at the merits of the case. And I'm saying that the federal courts is as racist as USDA.
And until we come together as one unit, that's blacks and Muslims, and any whites who want to follow us for the right thing. That's until we do that, we're going to send a message to USDA. Thank you.
Well, I had a finding of discrimination, a breach of contract, then turn around and reinstated it in the USDA, filed it in the district court, they dismissed it, sent it to 11th Circuit, and they dismissed it. So you can't stand a chance for discrimination in the Department of Agriculture when they got the judicial system discriminating against black farmers.
And don't forget the Justice Department is
The
that's
Justice
corrupt.
Department as well. they tried to settle the case, went up under agreement to settle the case, and still dismissed the case. And I got it in the truck now, as we speak.
And I say again, we're farming the independent farmers.
Things going on.
The independent farmers, we're not with Beaver. Beaver have let us down. Black Caucus have let us down. Everybody's letting us down. So we got to form a team of our own. That's the most important thing, that we form a team together and stay together all the way to Washington, D.C. I want to say to America, we are seeking out to America for to join hands with us. We are seeking all resources. This lawsuit has gone on too long and too hard, and it's been too hard on us. But we're not going to stop yet. We're going to fight to the very end, till breath is still in our body. I want to say to Mr. Vilsack and Mr. Joe Leonard, if y'all hear me, hear these words, oh Pharaoh. Hear these words that we're coming again to Washington, D.C. And we're coming with more than one or two. We're coming with great numbers this time. We're coming because we're going to join hands with some more organizations. And they're ready for justice to run down like water. They're ready, and the time is now. We got a black president, and we're asking you too, Mr. President, to join hands with us and turn these lawsuits over and make everything right. Give me an executive order. Don't be afraid to give me an executive order. I supported you on 2 occasions, and now you need to support me. Thank you very much.
All right, anybody else got anything else to say?
Yes, my name is Michael Stovall from Town Creek, Alabama. I'm concerned about the judicial system, what's going on in the courthouses, the judges, the lawyers, and all are not following the law. Black farmers can't stand a chance here today. You know, we fighting justice hard to try to stay on the land. We steady being discriminated against. It's time for a change. It's time for the president to step out and do something about discrimination in the Department of Agriculture. Thank you.
All right. My name is Farrell Loden from Birmingham, Alabama. We have findings of discrimination which Dr. Joe Leonard and Tom Vilsack has allowed to go to court only because they knew that they had ends with the judicial system. So we're asking the president to come out and to support the black farmers and to put an end to this horrible discrimination that they're doing to us. It's only fair. We supported you twice. This administration ran on the platform that small businesses was the crux of America. This administration has destroyed my corporation that was in existence for 12 years and a new corporation, an agricultural corporation. It's time for it to stop, and we're asking you now, Mr. President, to get involved. Thank you much.